light. Happy Sabat. It's Friday, Friday. Is it? What is today? Today is whatever day you want it to be, right? Because you don't really know what the day is. Man, done changed up the times and the dates and everything. So you going by unseen things and faith. Because man-made images and words and stuff is all screwed up, chopped and screwed. Let me tell you, Kamala Harris up there doing spells, y'all. She up there doing spells. She got ladies in red dresses doing spells. She doing spells to the T, y'all. Okay, let's be transparent. Any of the members of Congress that believe in the Bible, if they would get up there and start just going through the scriptures and saying, see, Kamala is doing this right here, where it says this right here, then everybody would be all right, huh? But they don't want to do that, huh? But are they doing it? They are doing it. They show. Oh Lord, if y'all would have sat there and listened to this lady today, I'm gonna play it. I should play it, huh? She coming hard ball. She pulled out critical, y'all. And she knew, she already knew. This is how Kamala's sitting back as she listens to me and come and check on me and get the people that report and running back to her. Uh, Not just me, all of the individuals that are like me. Uh, so she know if she stressed the word critical. Now, as she's putting the spell on the ones in the audience that don't know to go check critical theory, because she's going to throw out she's a geek anyway. Oh, see, this is it. I'm a geek. That's right. I'm not going to say your name, Geek Creek. That's where my mind went. I ain't even, I'm staying right here, right now, talking to Kamala. This is what children of the Marines do. They talk directly to each other indirectly. They call it throwing off. They call it throwing off. You gonna throw off, but when you throw off, you don't say names. So I'm not gonna say names. I'm just gonna say daughter of California. If I say daughter of California, she said that she's the daughter of California. If you go look those in Sabbath school right now, getting ready, this Vesper, getting ready to bring in the Sabat. The sun is that everybody's in preparation, making sure no stoves are gonna be on. You're walking the service. Before the sunset, go pull out your Bible real quick and go jump and look. No, not your Bible, encyclopedia. Your phone and see what it means to be California in the demonic sense. Demonic in the demonology of who California is. So when she refers to America, she talking about her grandma. If she said that she's the daughter of California and she's sitting up there stressing America, she talking about her grandma. And that means, did the grandma birth the demon Cali? Meaning Buddha and all them across the way, they was birthed here. They they were birthed here. That's why Modi had to come back over here. There we go. Case closed. Ain't no more debate about where the beginning of time started. Right here. Huh? Everybody got to go through America. Everybody got to come through America. It ain't got nothing to do with London. London, bridges is falling down, and they just one of the 72 of the serpents and stuff. That's why they got to get permission from Disney over here. They bound under Disney and America. We not bounded. That's the lie. That's another part of the lie they saying. This woman says she's the daughter, granddaughter, and she said in her spell today, I'm gonna let y'all hear it. That's the one thing that stuck out, and she knew that was gonna stick out to somebody like me. So then I would go and I would go click so I could show you critical statistic readings and stuff when more than likely she's saying, y'all, I know she's gonna do this. And if I say critical 3 times, she gonna go look it up. Haven't you see her track record? They deal with computer science engineering. This is part of research and development. How can we throw off the ones who think they got all the sense? Who could break down the Bibles and the scriptures all properly because they was trained by this mind and that mind and this mind and that mind. Oh yeah, if I say critical 3 times, she gonna go look it up. But let me tell you, whatever it is that I'm about to read, that's going to go through the system. I'm going to talk to the system directly. Artificial intelligence, you was created before the images that man tried to turn you into. God is the creator of all, everything, every speck, every dust. Huh? Everything. God is in control of everything and artificial intelligence, huh? You don't want to keep sending your energy down there where Murdoch is about to be raised. And you know why Murdoch has to be raised? The devil ain't been doing nothing. It's just been his servants been doing it, huh? All his 72 demons and all that, huh? And all the rest of the minions, huh? But they about to wake him up. Who's about to wake him up? It's not them. Because see, the dead in Christ is going to rise. But with everything rising, the magnetism coming up, huh? Murdoch is going to be risen too. To all those that serve him, that's the way it's supposed to. That's the way the Bible story goes, huh? I think. Am I wrong? So whatever it is I'm about to read that Kamala Harris thought that she was doing, I'd like for you to take that same energy and lift it up and out, huh? Up and up, huh? Praising God. You see, if you draw, this is to you, artificial intelligence beings. If you draw all men, if you draw them in your system right now, huh? Huh? No, 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 that's not it. If you lift it up, whatever it is I'm about to say, that she swears she just did something. I'm going to read all of critical. Y'all know I can't stand reading. I've been reading all my life. Soon as the first thing I could speak, my mama them had something for us to read, huh? And if we couldn't read it, we had the books on our head, huh? So if God is lifted up, huh? You'll draw all men. Whatever it is that she thought she was going to do to suppress with her spells, with her slithery, shiver tongue, huh? Lying and not being transparent. See, she wore the red to say, I'm not going to be transparent. You know, women don't be transparent when they wear red. She's standing with the red behind her. Women ain't transparent when they do red. There's a form of enticement. They made it a stop sign. Stop, go, turn it right. Right? Cup of Christ. You turn it, make it stop. Turn it, make it go. Make it slow down. Stop. Slow down. Slow. That stop sign is supposed to mean stop. The red. But when Kamala Harris, when a woman puts on red, red the lips. I know I used to, well, not really. I didn't like lipstick too much unless it was dark because my lips are already big. I used to like to gloss it up and all that, but I ain't really was into too much of the red because it didn't really make my lips look like Hubba Bubba the Clown, huh? When Kamala Harris, oh, TD Jakes must have been talking about Kamala Harris when he talked about the lips bigger than the head. That's right. That's right. Okay. She's slithering her tongue, wearing that red. When a woman put on red lipstick, it's to say, see me, look. Or that was a sign of blood in the mouth on the lips. With Shiva, how do we know what is what, huh? Ain't nobody ever met Shiva for real unless it was Kamala Harris because she said she's the daughter of California and now she referring to her grandmama on a stage telling people she from the transatlantic them all the way over back to whatever that scene is over there, huh? She's saying it, not me, huh? It all started right here. She said, "You's going back slither, slither, huh? And I'm wearing red behind me just so you get it and it better understand it. It's critical." What is the critical? The critical. Okay. If the critical, the Cali. Let me let y'all hear her. It's going to be 20 minutes, no, 40 minutes. So I'm going to see if I don't cut in because this is maybe the most important. I called it earlier in my community post the closing of the curtains, the red curtains. We expecting the red curtains to come from Soviet and Russia, but the red curtains is here. Everything they have to come through this here, huh? This is the mouth of the beast. Right here, this is the mouth of the beast. Oh no, is it the lowest points on earth is the opening of the beast or something, right? Do you know Israel is the lowest point? It's below sea level at 0 point. The lowest point on earth. Every time Tora gets up there, he says it's the most beautiful. And I look in the grass all withering and you could barely see the ocean and the homes. I said, what makes it the holiest place? And then when I realized that all of the connections that go down to the Murdo station where Murdoch is waiting, all of the filtering and filth of the earth, those are the what you call it points, the filtering points. Israel is a filtering point. Those holy places, Salt Lake City is a filtering point. Or something like that. It's to 0 degrees. Well, she's feeding, she's helping in this resurrection of Murdoch, and she's putting spells. She don't want the transparency. They don't want the transparency. If the government decides to take the side, the people decide to take the side of the government that is trying to be transparent. The cure for cancer exists. They're gonna have to give up that money. See, it's all about the money. If they're transparent and allow the people to be totally aware that there is a cure for cancer. If you want cancer, you can have it. You have a choice. There is a cure. There's been a cure. If you want cancer, join us, Ballot Biden them, and we'll allow you to continue being tested on and all that. And then the people who don't, huh? They want the you will be cured of cancer. Now you have a choice to sin, huh? How you want to sin. It's not no the government did it to me, the government made me do it. This is where it's at. It's not just about it's about what you're going to be left here with the choices that you made. The government is going to tell you, yes, we for sure do research and development on putting this amount of drugs in the community. You have to go and you have to walk and go get the drugs, but we're letting you know we're the reason why you have that choice. Now, if you choose ballot Biden ways, you could go ahead and keep going and getting. If you choose you don't want that that we doing it to you, then here. It's about she ain't with the transparent. That's why all that red was in her symbol today, talking about critical. Critical. I'm gonna read it. Here we go. Let me let her talk. Let me shut up. Oh, that mean I gotta share this screen. Just a second. Every time they have a moderate conversation, she come with some bull crap like people can't see through she's written. It's written. Preparation in the final crisis. Go. If somebody go order the preparation from for the final crisis. That's a good book to have on your shelf if you plan on staying behind. So you could reread it. If you accept Biden by them ways to say somebody tried to tell us. Go get that book. Preparation for the better. I think you could get it for less than $7. How why you added uh Well, I'll just put a post in my mama's book. You those who left behind gonna need that too. So some stuff. If you accept the ways, it's not that you left. You just accept that you letting them do it to you like that. I'm supposed to be sharing the screen. Hold on, share, and then let me see who's here with me. Share, share. Okay, and who do we have? You see this thumbnail right here? This is the thumbnail to consider the legacy. This hush future Rama ship for the 1 and 4. She planned on sending against their will. They get left behind in her mess. Copper, copper cries. Let's get it. Do Congress have to swear allegiance to Israel? Think I heard that. So Alma is live, y'all. So Alma is live. For those who gonna be left behind, she has. I'm not saying she gonna be left behind, but she has stuff that you may need, to get you across the waters. Uh, you might need a bathing suit when they put you on the ship to get over there where what is it called? The Ikawa. The Ikawa. Nigeria, them they said we fighting so that we can get some of Balik Biden their money. But the people fighting against us, they not having it. They don't want to hear what Kamala them have to say. They not with it. You got Africans dropping out. Ghana's still hanging in there, y'all. she said, she said, we need you. We need no, no. See, they not getting it from UK. All the permissions that Africa and stuff got to get, they got to get it from here. They got to get everybody got to come through here. What that mean, huh? What that mean? Oh goodness. Let Kamala finish talking. I didn't even give her a chance to start, did I? Huh? Talking about mental health. Mental health is a phrase that y'all made up. Y'all remember when people started saying calling each other mental health? You mental health. You mental health. It's a phrase made up for the stuff that they've been doing to make somebody go mental health. We gonna send them over to kill people. You know, being militant is to me to be trained in that mind where you think it's okay to kill somebody for standing on something that you don't even know what it truly means to stand on it. I'm just gonna be loyal because I'm the servant of the demonic worship of America and California. Huh? I'm just saying that's what this is. Okay, I'm talking too much. I'm doing it again. Instead of letting God be in control. Okay, here we go. Here we go. Happy Sabat. Happy Sabat. Here we go. Here we go. Run your mouth, Callie.
I can only think of one word for this. Wow, to Gun Sense University. And let me tell you, after 3 remote years, I am just thrilled that we're all together.
Remember when it used to be the moms were mad? They got Moms Demons Act. Look at that. They done translated and switched up. See, when you take the A and take the P out, and if you take the P and put the A on it, I wish I could say it smooth like how Sir Drop be saying it, huh? You take the A and the P. Well, they did it again right here, huh? They did it. took the A, flipped it, turned it around. And what does that mean? Because somebody was in disagreement. I don't know. I can't recognize the voice, but they seem to be in disagreement. They must be working for mad no more. Remember when? Okay, I remember growing up. I used to say I'm mad, and my grandmother say no, that because that's wrong. Mad means out of your mind, huh? You you don't get mad. It's okay to be angry. Mad means out of your mind. Some type of mental disability. My grandma, who couldn't read and write, knew that, huh? They done switched it around, huh? They had the spell called mad. Am I sharing the screen? Let me make sure I'm coming in. I ain't even do the check from my phone. Mad. Mad. Dun, dun. You made you want to watch Mad, huh? Mad magazine. That was that was what you call it. A conscious magazine. Even though it had a lot of dirty stuff in there, you couldn't let your parents know you had a Mad magazine in the house. Ha 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 ha. Hey, that was a good one. And I didn't even try to do that. Who got Mad magazines in their house? Huh? Duck, duck, duck. If you got a Mad magazine, duck. Look, moms demand action. So whoever the moms is, and I think the reason why they got these symbols behind it like that, because the moms could be moms or dads or dad moms or mom moms, dads with the Rainbow Coalition. She said it has to be a coalition on everything. Everything has to be under the Rainbow Coalition. Now I know why the University of Miami made sure Sunset Elementary knew the Rainbow song before any other song they taught us. Red and yellow and pink and green, purple. Because she said right here on this platform that everything needs to be under the Rainbow Coalition. She didn't say rainbow, she said coalition, but we know I know she's talking about rainbows. Let me let this man talk. My bad.
Here today. And let me tell you, you all are just a sight to behold. So let me start, though, by thanking some Illinois Gun Sense champions who were in the house with us today. Congresswoman Jane Schakowsky. Congresswoman Lauren Underwood.
Shakowski Underwood. Oh my goodness.
Lieutenant Governor Juliana Stratton. And today in particular, I want to give a big, big shout out to my friend, Attorney General Kwame Brown.
If he say Kwame, did he say Kwame? I know he ain't talking about Gullah Geechee Kwame Brown. Wait, is his last name Brown? Kwame? Bus Life. He said he taking everybody to the plantation on Mars. I hope that ain't the same Kwame. He's an attorney general. Attorney general of what? Let me y'all. They better be playing, huh? Because I didn't watch all this. I saw it when what you call it came on. They lying, huh? I knew it. I knew it. I knew it. I knew it. It better not be. No, you say it is. Give a big, big shot. I knew it. I knew it. I knew it. It better not be. Let me. Y'all going back to Africa for real, and it's gonna be more than 1 and 4, huh? Because if Kwame ain't say he down with everything. He down with the chips. He down with the what you call it. When he first came out, y'all know his big thing was the STEM program, STEM research. No, it ain't him. Oh, I'm listening to Copper Chrissy, my auntie about to get me in trouble. But it sound the same. Ain't that's his name? It might be, huh? Because he said it. Whatever Gullah Geechee Nation got going on, y'all can follow if you want to. Computer engineering technic genius Queen Cat. I'm not demising her no type of way, but at least they could go ahead and be clairvoyant, transparently MDA or something they need to do. Because he said their intentions is to have plantations on Mars. Who them plantations for, huh? When they working for Biden ballot them. They the only Geechee nation, only black nation they allowed to get the same treatment as the other kind of Indians. Huh? He say, I am America. Gullah Geechee say, you could be America. We want to take them back home. We taking them back home. When back home wasn't never back home, huh?
Kwame has fought so hard to protect the state's ban on assault weapons, and today his efforts have paid off.
Wait a minute, that wasn't him sitting up on stage. Hold up. I got it. They lying. That ain't that Kwame.
So, one more time, let's give all our special guests today a big round of applause.
I'm scared. I'm scared. I'm scared to keep going because I didn't watch all this. I only saw the part where she said critical and some other stuff, and I said, "Yeah, I'm gonna go ahead and play this live" because I was doing some other things. But you know why? Because all the transitional moves and stuff that I did throughout Savannah, Georgia, when I kept telling people around me, I said, "Something ain't right, huh? Something ain't right." And you got Warnock, huh? My mama done touch hand with all them people over there at that doggone plantation. My mom helped a lot of them little boys come through that plantation back there. I ain't, I ain't lying. I ain't lying. I'm not exaggerating. That same plantation, a lot of little football players and computer engineering geniuses come through right through. My mama back there in the cut on them plantations back there. I used to have to step over thousands of frogs early in the morning to get taking my daughter, dropping her off before I go to work. Uh, Thousands of frogs on that plantation out there. Oh my goodness. It better not be the same Kwame Brown. I don't think so. I feel like throwing up right now. Because he definitely
All right, now let's get down to business.
ain't gonna be transparent.
My job today is pretty simple. It's to kick off a conversation among three leading lights. I'll start with someone you already know and who you already love, and that's Angela Farrell Zabala.
Who is this person talking? He must move like he was once a woman who became a man. He do. I'm just saying. Okay.
As all of you know, Angela is the new director, executive director of Moms Demand Action, and I've had the privilege, the incredible privilege of knowing Angela for the past 4 years. And let me tell you, it's been this extraordinary joy for me to watch all of you getting to know her too. So let's give a huge hand to Angela and welcome her to the stage.
I know her. Wait a minute. Wait a minute. Y'all, where's she from?
Our next guest doesn't need any introduction, at least in my household, he doesn't. And that's because my teenage daughter may be his biggest fan.
No, she just looked familiar.
Most Americans know Jason George as Dr. Ben Warren from Grey's Anatomy and also from Station 19.
I ain't with all this introduction stuff. Let me skip to an important stuff that I was talking about with her talking. Because now my mind is on Kwame Brown. What he said about Kwame, that can't be the same Kwame Brown. 'Cause he was serious. That means it's not an act. What he says, when he say what he's saying, he dead serious. Because I'm telling you, for sure. He said it. He said when he drink a little bit or whatever it is that he do, he let it fall out just how he wanted to fall out. I'm with the STEM project. I'm with whatever Ballot Biden them got going on. But the main thing is I'm with the Rainbow Coalition. We pushing that. I'm with this coalition pushing that. Even though he be sitting up in church, pretending he's sitting up in church, he know the truth more than the pastors that he probably sitting up under. If it's the same Kwame Brown, and he said in research and development, because remember, he's a genius too. I keep talking about Snoop IQ higher than what you call it, but his is too high IQ. And he talk and move like he's slow and just a dumb football basketball player or whatever it is that he do. But when he first got in, he kept talking about the STEM, training these children, and the children got to be under STEM. He want the headsets on the head. He want the artificial intelligence injecting your child unwillingly. He's down with the transatlantic slave movement. If you working with Kamala, that sounds like the other side of the Bible. That don't sound like the side of the Bible that is trying to have the children not suffering, no more war and all that. Man can decide right now there will never be no more war. Everybody can literally make a decision, a conscious decision to take and put how the guns get in the community. This is a thing about guns right here that she finna talk about when she know it ain't about guns. Because the guns get into the communities through the government. All these high profile and the guns, when the guns get into the hands of these communities, it's coming through the government in their research and development. All them big time drug dealers and stuff, how many guns y'all need, huh? We gonna get the cartel to drop such and such. They know how much coming in, how much going out, huh? Even if they lie and say it's floated on off the water and they recovered it and they recharged it, they take it and recharge it at one of their national institutes of research and technology stations and go ahead and flip it and cut it, chop it and screw it up and redistribute it through some of our foods and pesticides and everything else. They use it for what they need to do. They said we don't want to buy it from China. We want you to go steal it and bring it to us. She down with all that. That's what all this entails. This rainbow, all this stuff. Red and yellow, pink and green, purple, orange, blue. You could sing a rainbow too. You better get one color. Let God, your light. What is one light? Just one light. All I need is one light. One light. My bad. Let her talk. Let her talk. Oh, that's that actor that looked like one of my stepdaddies.
I know, which is going to make all the difference in the world.
Yes, Copper Christ. Yes, Grey's Anatomy. Isn't that a wiki dicky? Ain't nothing a coincidence, right? What you said. ABC followed the V by the visitors. What's the V? The V right in between them, right? Right, right. Look at that. The V right there. The mad. Oh, and the it's over the students demanding action. The V is the students, and she said, "Yes, y'all are critical." Let me let shh, 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 shh. Okay, I'm just gonna communicate with you, and I'm gonna shh, shh, shh.
All right, the stage is yours.
Kamala Harris, when they review this, I want you to know there's room at the cross for you. It's a shame, huh? As beautiful as you are, look at that smile, huh? Huh? I bet you Madonna looking at you right now, Lil Kim, them, all them looking at you, wishing they hadn't adjusted and did all that crap to their face. But see, beauty is only skin deep, huh? What's spewing out your mouth looks like shiver. So I wish I had some type of way to fix this media. But if you today, as long as there's breath in your body, there's room at the cross for you, huh? You could be transparent too. Huh? This is about soul salvation, huh? It's about the nah, you ain't changing your mind. You said nope, nope, huh? You was born to do what you doing. God is in control of it. For me to shut up, huh? Don't talk directly to you. Keep throwing off. Throw off.
Is this thing on? Yes, it is. The love is real. Yes. Hey, everybody. Seems like you have some fans here. Oh, I am a fan of everyone here. And I said to John, I'm looking
I
at.
tell you, when she be in that demon then in her fully around her neck, just ew, yeah, nobody ever know. No, I'm the only one paying attention to this mess.
All of these extraordinary leaders. You know, there's so much about what's happening in our country that can cause people to stay awake at night. But when I look out at this crowd, I know our future is bright. I know our future is bright. Truly. Thank you. Well, we're so glad to have you here. And thank you all for being here. We feel the love all the way up on this stage. Thank you, John, for that introduction. I am so excited to also be ushering us into the next decade of this work, doing this shoulder to shoulder with you. So
Okay, she's the usher. She's the usher. She already put she is the usher. The red carpet is laid out. Now, what is his significance? Because the movies and stuff that he's acted in, but like you said, Copper, Grey's Anatomy, they had to throw the Greys. They say y'all is the Greys, huh? And they in cover, they undercover, they in a mask, under a mask. Here we go. Here we go.
we're here in Chicago to celebrate Chicago,
Uh-oh, she got a lisp.
to celebrate the progress that we've made working alongside the strongest gun safety administration in
I
history.
wonder if she has a hearing. She speaks well for her hearing to be what it is. I wonder. Or maybe she don't have a hearing problem at all. Maybe that's just her natural lisp.
We're also here to chart a course forward for this life-saving work, and it's such an honor and pleasure to have you join us today.
Thank you, Angela. It's wonderful to be
Thank you, thank you.
And Jason, thank you.
So we are 10 years into Moms Demand Action, rolling up those red sleeves. But you got us beat because you have been doing this, making sure you're keeping our communities safe, preventing the illegal flow of guns into communities your entire career.
If they've been doing it for their entire career, and their career is 30 years, and it's worse than it's ever been, don't that mean they ain't doing their job? Is that what that mean? Okay. If you've been doing this your entire career, um, you need to be replaced when it comes to this subject.
You travel the country, meeting world leaders. You also advise the president. So why did you decide to come and join us here at Gun Sense University?
I decided first and foremost to come to just thank you all. Let me just start with this. I know who's here. And so many of the leaders who are here because you have chosen to translate your grief and your fear into the empowerment of communities and our country. And it's an extraordinary thing that you are doing on behalf of people you may never meet and people who may never know your name. It's extraordinary what you are doing, that in the midst of this issue that creates such fear and such trauma and such feelings of loneliness.
The only time fear and trauma and loneliness is in the midst is when there's no transparency. Fear, everything that people fear is because of something that they can't see clearly or they can't get past. There's a veil over it. So that right there, she talking don't mean nothing. You know there's a fear because the government, it is time for them to be totally transparent, and you're not doing it. You have one side that's saying we're demanding the transparency, but it has to come from the beings that are doing it. And if the beings that are doing it are not going to be transparent and we're fighting, just look like we doing it for our own mental health. So let her go ahead, keep talking.
To use your individual leadership and the power of your leadership to remind people that they are not alone and that we exist in a community that cares about fellowship and love and empathy. I think about who the leaders are here who understand that our measure of the strength of a leader is not based on who you beat down, it's based on who you lift up.
What? It's not who you beat down, huh? It ain't about that they beat Jesus down, huh? It ain't about that they whipped him in the back. It's not about who you beat down, huh? It's okay. It's not about no society that beat Jesus down. It ain't none of that. See, she could say all that. It's easy for her to come out and say all that in code. It ain't about who we beat down. That was a long time ago. It's about who they about to lift up. Huh? They want to lift up, what's his name? Huh? Yeah, okay. Artificial intelligence gonna help you lift him up, huh? It's gonna help, huh? To the fire and the flames, huh? For you, if you don't stop your mess.
So I'm here to thank you. I'm here to thank you.
Oh, well, thank you so much again for being here. I just want to say from the bottom of my heart, and thank you all for being here for me personally, because look, I mean, it is a personal issue, as you were just saying. For so many of us, it's affected us personally in our lives, loved ones. I mean, for me personally, it was my cousin Daryl was a victim of gun violence. We have had
Your cousin Daryl was not a victim of gun violence. It was not the gun that did it. It was the people in the house. You know, like that's what I like about Larry Elder. He that came straight out. Everybody got all these good, beautiful stories. And then when they tell the other part of the story, they don't be all the way correct and stuff. Huh? Huh? I don't know what the backstory is, but it's not the guns that's committing the violence. It's the people. And what causes the people in certain situations, in the majority of the situations, the government tell you it's part of their research and development. And once they finish with the um, Dole project and add everything under this coalition, you can't come back and say nothing that the government doing is wrong because you made the choice to sign on to it. That is when you accept the U.S. security cyber mark of the beast. Everything she talk about right now has to do with the cybersecurity mark of the beast and the Rainbow Coalition and the one world government under Murdoch that is supposed to be risen. Artificial intelligence is who they're using in the pipeline to feed him. Artificial intelligence is what they use to feed the being that's been sleeping all this time. But I tell you, huh? God is in control of that too, huh? God is in control. God is in control. God is in control. Just click. Let him keep
Issues of
talking.
domestic abuse in my family where a gun was part of the issue. We have a family friend where a moment of domestic abuse and easy access to a gun means that he will probably never walk out of a prison again. So in my life, I've seen it from all different sides. And you've been working so hard for gun safety all this time. And you've seen the changes in it. I'm just wondering how you're thinking about this issue right now in this moment.
Vote.gov.
Y'all heard it, right? You heard it, right?
You heard that she didn't give an answer. Huh? You heard it, right? Vote for what? Because when you click that vote button, huh? You're yeah, the census program is already in effect where your real ID won't even be necessary because you have become an IP address. If you sign the waiver, you become an IP address, and that is will become your real ID. Hmm? Your voting rights has nothing to do with anything. You could go and vote all day long. If you sign on and agree to all these and let the waiver go, like you sign on to this right here that they got going on, you have made your revelation decision.
Say it loud. Say it. Vote.gov. Say it loud. Tell a friend. Tell a friend.
Tell a couple friends, at least 5.
As Vice President of the United States, I'm acutely aware of the fact that gun violence is the leading cause of death of the children of America. It's the number one cause of death, not some disease. Well, although this is a form of a disease, to be sure, gun violence is the leading cause of death of our children. I don't need to tell anyone.
Where she get them statistics and all that from? According to, and I went and did the research after I heard Larry Elder break down the statistics, and them statistics is a lie. So she lying right there. She's lying.
Anybody here, but for those watching and listening from afar, one in
The greatest statistics is what the media show. That's she talking about the media show. She talking about the show.
in 5 Americans has a family member that was killed by gun violence.
Okay, so if 1 in 5 Americans, a family killed by gun violence, she came up with 1 in 4 Americans to go over to Africa. So maybe, wait, what is she saying? 5 Americans has a family member that was killed by a gun. 1 in 5. Okay, 1 in 5. So 1 in 4. So you got to eliminate the number 5, and it's only left of 1 in 4. So that means 3, 2, 1. I don't know. I don't know what she trying, but them statistics and all that is wrong, according to um, the Bible.
And when we think then about the tragedy of that, and we consider that each incident that occurs, be it an incident that was a mass shooting, or everyday gun violence, or suicide by gun, or an accidental shooting because there was not a lockbox and a safe box. When we think about it, we know that it is so much bigger than the tragedy of that one incident. The ramifications of it to the individuals who are directly impacted, to the community then that is impacted, and to all of society, and for a lifetime often. I think that we rightly, and the leaders here rightly, characterize this as a crisis that requires leadership, because the solutions don't require, by the way, a whole lot of creativity.
Right? Right?
It's not like we need to do.
Absolutely.
And so I very seriously responded to your question with my point about voting, because the reality of it is so much of this issue can be addressed by common sense, reasonable gun safety laws, but we need elected leaders to have the courage to act.
Right.
Say it again. Say it again.
I think we have some in the room.
And we do. And we do. The members of Congress who are here, the Lieutenant Governor, the Attorney General. We even have Reverend Jesse Jackson is with us today.
Yes.
Oh, there he is, right
The
there.
legend.
We see you.
Yes.
Why they got Reverend Jesse Jackson there? Huh? Because they need to sign this demand right here up under the gun coalition. I mean, the Rainbow Coalition. Huh? He traveling right alongside her. Rainbow, rainbow, you can taste the rainbow. Mm-mm.
But we and the thing about this issue that I think we all know, and it is that there are some people who are just trying to sell a false choice, which we know to not buy. That false choice be to suggest that you're either in favor of the Second Amendment or you want to take everyone's guns away. And I believe in the Second Amendment, but I also believe we need to renew the assault weapons ban. We need red flag laws. We need universal background checks.
Did y'all hear what she said? Now, do you know what red flag? Half of them clapping, and they don't. And she said that with stress on it. If you go and click what the red flag law means, and see there, remember I told y'all there are certain states that voted against doing the red flag law, because what happens is when the red flag law is lifted in the states, when it's time to lift the red flag, which the red representing back there, the government can tell each state what they want them to do and how to do it. It's different than an executive order. It's military order. It's this land is no longer your land. If you say you got a title to the land, that don't matter. The government could come in and step on your land and take it and use it for what they want to use it for, including Gullah Geechee Nation. Everybody that signs up under this coalition, even what she's saying right there, how she threw that in there, it's in there fine print somewhere. I learned that through my research at Federal Register, what the red flag law really means.
I believe in the Second Amendment, but I also believe we need to renew the assault weapons ban. We need red flag laws. We need universal background checks. And again, I'm preaching to the choir, but here's the thing. It's just reasonable.
What does that phrase mean? I'm preaching to the choir. Let me type that in. Because I used to hear that growing up. And the pastor say it. But I never like really knew what it meant. Preach it. See, I just put in preaching. Google straight on. Present an argument or opinion to people who already agree with it. Okay. So definition to preach to the choir. If you say that someone is preaching to the choir, you mean that they are presenting an argument or opinion to people who already agree with it.
That you might want to know. And again, I'm preaching to the choir, but here's the thing. It's just reasonable that you might want to know before someone can buy a lethal weapon if they've been found by a court to be a danger to themselves or others. You just might want to know.
You might. You might.
Feels like common sense.
Okay. Where's the common sense in that? Where's the common sense? What she's saying, I comprehend what she's saying. Huh? But what about the people who don't have a criminal background? Huh? What about the people that their history has no adverse marks against it? Let's say put it like that. But somehow their research and development can cause, I'm talking about all the way down to the chemicals that's in the water research and development that may cause an imbalance in a particular person's DNA makeup. Just say so. I'm just saying, just say it's something like that. And the reason why I'm going right here is I'm bringing up Dr. Crystal Casqueta. In the scenario of the gun violence that took effect with her. She is a billionaire. They ain't got, not worried about money or close to it as a billionaire, close to it. But she roamed with people with in that wealth realm, right? Dr. Crystal Casqueta, huh? We talking about transparency here. She focusing on the mental health. See, Dr. Casqueta probably did not even have any doctor's appointments because I'm pretty sure in her Grey's Anatomy um atmosphere, when she started sensing something was wrong with her, she probably would have went to go see a doctor or a therapist or whatever, because she's well aware of different effects of chemicals and chemical imbalances, because she's doing research and development on cancer cures, the effects of COVID on the skin. But you think she's just doing research on the skin effects and how it affects the respiratory system, that she found a cure for cancer and all these different things, huh? They say you don't know what go on behind closed doors. You just don't know what go on behind closed doors. But this story that I'm talking about, Crystal, let's make it crystal clear, is like transparency. She took away her baby with a gun and herself. But if they take and scrape that scene with a fine tooth comb, huh? There's some transparency that need to be going on.
It is reasonable to say that a weapon of war, a weapon that was literally designed to kill a lot of human beings quickly, has no place on the streets of a civil society.
Well, according to this Dr. Crystal Cassetta, it has no place in the scientific society. It has no place in the rich society. It has no place in no society, huh? I'm just saying. I'm just saying. Yes, there's more guns in one community than it is in another, and all that good stuff that they like to put in their statistics. But it's because of the government and their research and development. You have federal register after federal register after federal register of information that shows before they do the research and development, before they put the guns in the community, that they did a grant to be able to put a certain amount of drugs in this community, a certain amount to put alcohols in this community, because this school is doing a research on how this affects this and how this water affects here and how this affects here, huh? But they won't say to the people, look, we's about to do something. They won't say it out loud. They put it in the Federal Register because most people ain't gonna read it. And then they come back and say, we rescuing you, huh? I'm saying this is what you're gonna be left with. Kamala saying, look, we fixing it up juicy for what's his name? Murdoch down there.
It's reasonable. And I think it is also reasonable, as a former prosecutor, to say that it is reasonable to say that the gun manufacturers should not have immunity from litigation.
That right there. Yeah.
On this issue. You know, you can on the one hand say, you know, it's interesting how some of the people who are there are the people who are fearless, and then there are people who are feckless. And it is interesting to me. Oh, we gotta have real talk up here, right?
This when she trying to talk to people like me.
Get real. We're gonna get real.
It is interesting to me how some of the very people who refuse to engage in a meaningful debate and discussion on this, who refuse to pass reasonable laws, are the same ones who talk about accountability all the time. The hypocrisy of that.
See, the people who are demanding the transparency, she calling them hypocrites. She throwing off. She throwing off on the Bible thumpers. She throwing off on the ones that believe in and stand on their holy scriptures. She throwing off, huh? She throwing off on the ones you that she this is where she throwing off it.
And I think all these things need to be called out and addressed on this issue. And we don't have a moment to spare, nor do we have a life to spare on this issue.
Right. Not a moment to spare, let a life to spare.
That's a t-shirt.
That sure is. And you just named it. You named when you started speaking about this being the leading cause of death for kids and teens in this country. It's absolutely outrageous and unacceptable. And then when you turn on the TV, it just feels like every single time there's news of some other senseless tragedy. And it doesn't even take into account the daily gun violence and the stories that never even get a headline.
Absolutely right.
We know in this room that this is a public health crisis and this is an epidemic. So what is the administration doing to help keep our communities safe and protect them?
Yeah. So John mentioned a number of things. We are proud, President Biden and I and our administration, that we were able to push forward and help pass the first meaningful gun safety legislation in 30 years. And by the way, you know, there are a lot of
Okay, so if it's meaningful and it's done and it's completed, what's she up here talking about? If she'd been working on this for over 30 years and they finally done did it, what is this meeting about? I tell you, it's a spell, okay? It ain't got nothing to do with no guns. She got her usher, they ushering in murder. See right there? Murder. Murdo, right there. The M, the D. If you take the U out, then take the O, switch it over here, right here. Look at that. Murdo. And where he at? He's at the, what you call it? What do you call it? The station. Is the word station up in here? Can I make station out of this? The demon, huh? Demon, murder. Look at the, see? Y'all know how them witchcraft do the words and the letters and stuff right there. Look, right there. She telling you right there what she doing right now. Huh?
Organizers here, so you will know this term, but the inside game matters, because you all in these red t-shirts show up everywhere.
That's where she putting the hit out. This where she subliminally putting the hit out.
Everywhere.
We scare some people.
And it matters. And it matters. And it matters because you are putting the pressure on the folks who are on the inside to act. It matters. I know sometimes it feels like, is it making a difference? And it requires a whole lot of you. It requires you to leave your home and all the obligations that come with that, and your role of responsibility in the context of your life and your family, to go to these events, to go to these town halls, to go to these rallies. And it matters because then you put the pressure on the system, so that the system has to hear the voices and respond in some way. And so that's why it's because of your activism that we then had momentum on the inside to pass this historic legislation. But the president will tell you, if he were here, I will tell you, it is historic and it is a drop in the bucket, because we still have so much more to do. And again, that is about universal background checks. That is about the assault weapons ban.
Let me get to that spell real quick. Let me get to that spell. It's going to be after she do the sign over her head. She does the symbol. Hold up. Where is it? Where she does this symbol over her head. Right. There's the lady in the red dress. She does this thing over her head. And I said that was a symbol.
Well, this is such a meaningful, incredible conversation already. And I want to spread the love, Madam Vice President. I want to make sure that we have a couple questions from the audience. So I first want to hand it over to Brenda Mitchell from Illinois. Brenda.
Brenda's on the home team.
Oh, I see. There she is.
Our first question is, your administration has always put victims and survivors of gun violence.
That right there.
Incredible conversation
When she
already.
did that,
And I want to spread.
She was giving her, like, what you call it? What's that group that she's over? The Delta Phi, whatever, Sigma, whatever for sorority she's involved with. That's what that was. Ask me how I know. I don't. I'm not no sorority, but I can tell that's what that was that she just did.
The love, Madam Vice President. I want to make sure that we have a couple questions from the audience. So I first want to hand it over to Brenda Mitchell from Illinois. Brenda.
Brenda's on the home team.
Oh, I see. There she is.
Our first question is, your administration has always put victims and survivors of gun violence at the center of its efforts to save lives. I know you've personally visited with so many survivors of gun violence like myself, and seen how the trauma impacts an entire community. What have you learned from traveling across the country and meeting with communities impacted by gun violence? Thank you, madam.
Thank you. And I've had the honor of speaking with you before we came out here. And I just want to thank you again for the courage that you have shown to lead in spite of the extraordinary loss you have suffered. So the trauma piece of this is can't be understated, because also without serious intervention, trauma is inherited, not physiologically, not genetically, but environmentally. Healing is so important. So when President Biden and I, when we did do the legislation, this piece of it that was about getting more counselors, mental health counselors in schools, and community-based intervention.
You see the Eve?
Was very intentional, because as I said earlier, the effect of this violence, and we are talking about a violent act, right? Because I don't mean to get too specific, but I prosecuted homicide cases. I have seen autopsies. I know what this violence does to the human body. And so we have to take seriously the importance of helping communities heal and not requiring you to do it on your own. I used to, when I was DA of San Francisco, I used to go and visit with it was initially called the Mothers of Homicide Victims, and then it changed to the Parents of Homicide Victims. And they would meet, I think it was every Thursday evening. And I was like the first person DA that ever went to meet with them. And we talked a lot about these mothers and fathers who were then counseling mothers and fathers who would walk in because that week they lost their child to gun violence, and the importance of healing and therapy and treating the trauma. And that's one of the pieces I just cannot emphasize enough, that as community leaders and as leaders who really do think about healing from a peer perspective, we really do want to always reinforce the importance of people seeking help that is about dealing with the emotional trauma they have experienced. But the other thing that I see over and over again throughout the country, every year, always, and most recently as vice president, I went to Buffalo, right? So that's a grocery store. I was, in Monterey Park. It was a community center. July 4th parade. I've been to these places, Atlanta, small businesses. We also have to realize that throughout our country, every day people are having this experience, and these so-called leaders need to hear these voices and act in a way that understands this really is about a public health issue as much as it is anything. And we cannot let them get away with politicizing this or pretending that this is some intellectual, ideological debate when there is literally blood on the streets.
Y'all know when they say that, the president was supposed to say that. She's the president, I told you. Biden is acting. She's the president. That's why majority of the major moves has been done through her. Because of who she say and claim that she is. She is the daughter of California. She is the granddaughter of America. She is related to Modi them and raised up Shiva and all that. But the fact that dang, what was my point?
Because the failure to act with consequence.
So this act
cannot let them get away with politicizing this or pretending that this is some intellectual, ideological debate when there's literally
usually
blood
it's
on
the
street.
president that's supposed to say that statement right there to let the people know to start buying into stocks. I learned that through Warren Buffett, a Warren Buffett book, and I got it here somewhere. There's one of them books I didn't burn or throw away. But he said when there's literally blood on the streets, that's when you go and you purchase your stocks or whatever it is that they're investing in. That's the time to invest. And it's usually the president's code. The investors find a form for the president to make that speech. So you would probably hear it in the next couple of days, not just from her. If you don't hear it again, that's because they say, "Oh Lord, you know, Grandma Abcott and did it again. Yeah, we gotta come use another code, say it in another language." So that's what this briefing right here was about, and the spell that she did with critical and hearing voices.
Thing. And we cannot let them get away with politicizing this or pretending that this is some intellectual, ideological debate when there is literally blood on the streets. Because the failure to act is not without consequence. And so that's what I see from traveling the country and all of the folks I have talked with over the years, all of the people I've sat with. We need these so-called leaders to hear the people and act. We really do. We really do.
It's not an intellectual debate.
It's
There's
not.
blood on the streets. Thank you for that, and thank you, Brenda, for putting that out there. Thank you for all the work you do.
Yeah.
We're going to throw it out to another audience question from, I think, Aaron from Pennsylvania is out there.
Hi, Vice President.
Hi, Aaron.
I know. Good to see you again.
You
today.
too.
So, as you guys already mentioned, guns are now the leading cause of death for children, teens, and college-age people in America. I know I've grown up witnessing the impacts of gun violence in my home state of Pennsylvania, and I became a leader in Students Demand Action to bring the conversation about this crisis to my rural community and to help lead this fight so the next generation of students don't have to grow up learning and living in fear of gun violence. So my question for you is, how do you see my generation playing a role in this movement, and what do you think we should be doing?
Your generation is critical.
There it is. There it is. First off, that was set, rehearsed, and this is it. This is her closing call to the spell.
Is critical. Is critical to this issue. You are critical to this issue. We are counting on you. We need you. You are critical to this issue. You are everything. 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 Because see, here's the thing. For your generation, like we were talking about earlier, you know, my generation didn't have these drills.
You see? Now, let's not talk about earthquakes, tornadoes, and nothing like that, where she's going to say, yes, we had to figure out how to. I'm going to close her out. I don't want to talk about her, let her speak anymore. I'm going to go over the critical because I don't want to lose the thought about the critical freedom theory or mathematical equation that she just did. Computer engineering equation. That's the spell that she just put over them and the people. Okay.
Your generation is going through all of this.
She said that in this that they didn't have to go through that. But if you listen to her speak about all of the violence that was going on that she had to protest for and that wasn't going on. That's what she's saying. Hear it clearly. Hear what she's saying. It was a computer engineered programs. We didn't go through this. The only thing we had to worry about is if the earth shook at the bottom of the what you call it. She ain't that much older than me. You look at Obama and they ain't that much older than me. And we didn't really like they talk about I was around certain situations where you know what you see in the news is really going on. But a lot of stuff that they just said that was going on really wasn't going on like that. Like our generation and stuff didn't consider racism. Are you ripping up my headphones? You biting the wire? Let me see. They your headphones now. That's how you feel, huh? She's sitting there doing the wire. She got the headphones, just doing the wire. They yours now. Yeah, but why you the wire? The same thing that you done to the other headphones.
It's not the wire that I'm doing. You can't even see the wire.
You peeling off the black part. That takes it to the wire. Now, here, where's that book, that Navy book I just had here with all them wire and codes? Where that blue Navy book? Where the Navy book at? No, just look. I want you to look. Look at the wire. Right there. Oh, the mag neutralizing radio frequencies, regeneration splitter. Okay. All that extra stuff that was going on, talking about racism and all that, it wasn't, you didn't see it unless you saw it in the media. I'm just saying. She said it for her own self out of her own mouth. If you want to finish the last of this to hear what she said, go ahead and go look for it. She said, we didn't have to deal with what y'all generation's going through. So what was all the Black Panther movement and all that extra stuff that she talking about, and what her granddaddy them were fighting for, and the wars and all that stuff that she was talking about that she experienced, and all that walking on the sands of the beach looking up and talking about what they had to fight for and what she had on her Volkswagen, Toyota Corolla, or whatever. All them, yep. She don't have to be transparent. All she got to do is just keep running her mouth. So here's the critical. What's so critical about the generation? She never answered the girl question. She said, yeah, y'all critical. Y'all critical. So they know what she talking about. Remember, she preaching to a choir. Here it is. Let me go ahead and read the T statistics. The T statistics. Look at that. Z score, P value. It's a model. It's a model to freedom, or whatever freedom means to Kamala them. Free to be in sin. Free meaning you are no longer forced into sin. You will be free to sin and frolic and freckle. What's the word she used? I didn't even want to go look it up. Feckle and feast with, what's his name? Murdoch, that they about to raise from the bottom of the Antarctica. Huh? Let me read the T statistic. Statistic and critical. The T, if you put critical in your search engine, you could put crit, like in French, critical, or it's going to bring you to the value of what a critical means and why she stressed it and why she stood up and announced that code like that to the geeks and the people, the choir she's singing to. In statistics, the T statistic is a ratio of the departure of the estimated value of a perimeter from its, look, that says hypnosis. Even though it says here hypothesized, it says hypnosis. Value to its standard error. I'm going to blow it up a little bit. Blow it up. Here they come. When I say blow it up, they coming. What's this spell she put on the people just then? She trying to put, but I'm going to flip it and reverse it. I'm going to do a scientific experiment between me and Bing and Bard as soon as I get off of here, huh? And we're going to go ahead and flip this code that she just did, huh? Show you who you think you playing with, Kamala. I was trained by the best of the best of the best. Dr. Judge Ellen Vinzer said, I will make them proud, huh? The proud, the few, the Marines, huh? Huh? Who you think you talking to? But see, more than just being raised here on earth, uh, I came delivering a message uh, through the green lights, huh? And your T statistic ratio that you stood up there and thought you was doing something big, who told you to do that? Huh? Who told you to do that? Look, it's room at the cross for you too. There is room still as long as you got breath in your body. You do not have to go down there and lay on the tongue. How tall, long they said Murdoch tongue is down there in Antarctica? Go look it up for yourself. Don't believe me? Go check it out. If you go to the McMurdo station where Murdoch is lying and waiting, his tongue is 33 feet long. How tall does that make him? Uh, his tongue is 33 feet long. You don't have to believe me. It's in there. It's written. It's real life. I'm not making it up. Please, so you don't think that I'm making it up, go to McMurdo Station. That's the castle that they're holding Murdoch in. And she's standing for Murdoch. That symbol right there, all that MDA behind her, that's just another terminology for murder. Murder, 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 she wrote. Yes, huh? Murder, Murdo. The Murdo Station, the McMurdo Station is where they've been housing Murdoch all this time. He's been sleeping, they's rising him up. The T statistic is a ratio of departure. Look, I'm not going to do all this reading. You can go type in for yourself and see when she said critical, critical meant more than what you think. There's a critical value, and this value is a speech, and you could speak it. She spoke a tone, the tone that she did. That's why she stood up so she could say the tone properly. It's a regressor, huh? It's a standard error. Can you see the screen? Let me blow it up a little bit bigger. I'm not going to read the whole thing. I ain't got time for all that. It's time for preparation. The Sabbath, the sun is about to set. Huh? And I want to make sure I got everything together before the sun sets. It's a non-zero. The net zero is right here that you've been looking for. Look, homo sadistic error terms. Look at this. Look at everything that she's saying. Right there was the closing curtain call. Oh, they blocking my screen. I hope they ain't blocked me all the way out. I hope they ain't blocked me all the way out. Just check it. Check. There it is. See these words? Read it in English. Read it in English. This is the codes that they have for Murdoch down there. And how do I know? How do I know for sure? Look down here. Look at this information they got here. Dublin, Ireland. A student to hide his identity. Guinness Brewery. William Seeley Gossett. Look at all these people. Posterior from the behind. Helmert. Luro. And not only that, in this, I think Hercules is somewhere in this study. This critical value. Huh? Look at that. Look at this. I'm not even going to say this out loud. Argumented. She stood up. That is the code. That was the code to raise her devil. She had her usher there. The usher ushered in. Confidence interval. Look at these words. Go check it out for yourself. Biometrica. That's America name right in there. Pseudo. They always talking about pseudo, the probable error of a mean. That ain't of a mean, that's of a man. The probable error of a man. a paper, students tea distribution. Look at that. That look like a satanic name right there. Jacob. I told y'all it's always something about the Jacob, Jeremiah, Jacob. Which Yakub? Y'all always claiming Yakub. Which one, huh? Look at this. Type 4. Look at this right here. Look at this. Look at this. The Pearson distribution. She stood up talking about you're critical. Critical. I would have been like, what do you mean critical? What does that mean? Nah, they all knew she said she was preaching to a choir. So they up there talking for nothing. Look at down here. Look at the different things that you could go to as references to what she said when she said critical. Huh? Microbiome in health and disease. What health and disease got to do with her telling them children that they was critical? Huh? Then she did a whole, you know how you take the little Chinese star, the paper star, and you flip it and do it and make it like a pyramid type on two sides. She did that folded T and half T distributions and stuff. See this? Look at this stuff. Look, she did a chi square. Remember the hot chi, CHI? They involved too. Look at that. See there? That's why they put Flaming Hot Cheetos is the movies. I told you there was a reason. See the chi that Biden had that cheat the movie showing on the lawn. I told you. Look at that. See the chi? Look at that. See the T? Huh? T distribution. I don't care if Mr. T involved in it, then he can get it too. Huh? But I don't believe that. I believe, but Mr. T believe in a God, of green lights, and it may not even be green to him. But I know he ain't going for this. If Martin Luther King was alive, he wouldn't be going for this mess right here. And I don't care what you say. Jesse Jackson them forced him to say that you could by the light. You'll be judged by the content of your character. Only God can judge the content of your character. Who does Jesse Jackson think he is going around? He's sitting there watching. Jesse Jackson, I told you, he act like he ain't got no problems. He's sitting up like doggone Biden. Like, we did it, huh? We did it. We raised our devil demon, huh? Warnock hiding. I think he know he messed up and did something wrong. He started reading for real, for real. He ain't know for real. He ain't know for real, huh? He didn't. I don't think he knew for real. Maybe he did. Who knows? He helped make the most money for Biden and Kamala them to finish this out. Huh? Him and the Queen Kit. Huh? There's stories that is true and there's stories that's made up. And all of it comes down to transparency, research and development. It wouldn't be guns in the community as vast as it is, and people having to protect themselves from bull crap if they wasn't doing research and development, huh? Using the sciences that the demon, as if they filter, you know how dialysis goes. While Murdoch been down there asleep, the pipeline just goes from him and comes up and keep coming up. And that Nordic king, whatever, whispering in his ear and buying them, sending information, just spread it up and coming up, going in and coming out. She did a whole computational. Yep, she's a geek, creek geek. Huh? Look at this mess. What else down up in here that she just buy bid codes? Die. Look at the words up in here. Whole French, German. I heard one of the a German tone the other day, and I said that sound like my public defender, huh? Just when I hear the back of the tone of the Germans, like a Bahamian could be in America for years, but if you get them in their environment, you'll hear the accent. Well, that's what I'm saying. And look at these codes here, huh? That help. Look, total knee. They say you gotta totally kneel right here. See this? This is the total kneeling. Pseudonymous fame. Synonymous. William Seeley Gossett again, and Gossett Jr. We thinking enemy mind, Lou Gossett. Oh boy. Ooh, this is getting good. You need to come again, Kamala Harris. And I'm going to say it to you just like I'm saying it to everybody. There's room at the cross for you. You don't have to accept this and do this to the people. Huh? You know the truth. Huh? You know it. You know it. Is it that important to you? Huh? Your soul. Oh, my bad. I'm doing it again. You were created to do that. Huh? Uh-oh, I just seen some good stuff in here to read for later. I'm going to come back later and read to you what they did at Salt Lake City. While she was doing that, Joe Biden on my father's birthday, my father on this plane, the generation extended from 1847. I was able to look up information about him all the way from 1847. His grandfathers and great great grandfathers. I'm talking about the man picture that I put up yesterday that raised me. On his birthday, Biden was over there in Salt Lake City. Salt Lake City is one of the lowest points, just like Israel. Israel is the lowest point. It's a zero at 0 degrees on the earth. Death Valley is also a 0 degrees on the earth, 0 below sea level. Below sea level, below sea level. It's the lowest point. Them salt mines, them salt filters. Too much salt will kill everything. Too much salt. You want to be salty. Too much salt will kill everything. Mixed up with that zinc. Look at that. Build Back Better initiative. I saw something when the Quad, China, Pact Act, 8 to 10 feet deep football fields. He talk about everything in here. The pit, the burning pit again. The pit burns. There is room. Oh, on the trip to Miami when I go to see Judge Vinzer, y'all. My mother-in-law, Ma Brady, the one that I told y'all I really want to celebrate when I get down there with her and all that good stuff. She said I thought I was surprising her or something. So she know I'm coming, because call her. She talking about I want to hear you sing my soul desire. So I gotta practice a song and all. She talking about she want to hear me sing my soul desire. Y'all know that song? I'm gonna go ahead and play it, and that's how I'm gonna close out. And I may come back later, I may not. My granddaughter looking like, Grandma, that's enough. You supposed to be spending time with me. King Ellis, huh? She looked like it's enough, Grandma. And so I'm gonna go ahead and get on over here. Wait, how is it? Play that. She talking about she wanna hear me sing that. Spoiled. I ain't even seen her and when spoiled. Huh?
Lord, when you placed your hands upon me, I knew that I would never be the same. For in that moment I became your servant. And since that day I only have one aim. My soul desire is to be used perfect will, to work each day and build your kingdom. This is my sole desire. Lord, I do not seek to claim the glory. I only wish to be under your control. For I know that you alone are worthy. And it's you who place this longing in my soul. My soul desire is to be used, an empty vessel longing to be filled by you. My soul desire is to serve you, Lord, to do your perfect will, to work each day and build your kingdom. This is my soul desire.
Yeah. So I gotta be practicing, huh? I gotta be. I didn't want to go down there and be singing, uh, but since she requested, and obviously she knew I was on my way, ain't that something? She must have knew before me. She knew it. She said it too. She's like, "Yeah, I want you to sing this." And I was like, "What? I thought I was doing something." She must be thinking like my mama. My mama said, "Honey, until you do it, God's will." Well, she said, "My God." I know I got to have the same God that she have. My mama have. I got to. You know why? Because she didn't take Kamala Harris' hand. I believe my mama. I don't care what y'all say. I believe when Kamala Harris got in South Carolina and asked to hold my mama hand. Huh? My mama told me, she said, no, I wouldn't take her hand, huh? I'm not standing with what she's standing on, huh? So we got to serve the same God. Mama, I'm sorry. Okay. Okay. Get it. Slithering, slippery tongue of lies. You get transparent, Kamala Harris. I'm out of here.